can happen. In that case, volume is redeemed by the final product manufacturer. No need to declare the transaction to the retailer, because retailer says, please have all your RA certified tea, make it, it's a private label packing. You do this packing, you do all the labels, and I will share with all the requirements, but you finish everything. Then you can, the final vendor, you have to redeem on from your side, from your account. The retail brand owner has decided to engage in risk. There are some retailers, say Pepsi, Lipton, there are some retailers like Nespresso for coffee and some other brands for fruits and bananas, Dole and Chica bananas. So they decided to end. They said they are retailers, but we will engage in the system. We are registering the system. But they are not required to redeem the volumes, but you can still, if they are willing to, then you can declare the transaction to the retailer and they can redeem. Let's look at the picturesque view of it. So you have the producer and there is a change of ownership because you send it to the warehouse or to the trader, will be in your warehouse or like it's estate or however it is, it's being transported and you are in a different custody now. You are not the legal owner anymore. The moment you, Shaman, correct me if I am wrong, like the moment you purchase it, the moment you pay it and purchase it, you are the legal owner of that.
Correct.
So if that tea set on fire, who gave the insurance? They are the legal owner.
Contentional thing, but it is going on.
I'm just giving an example, just to clarify the legal owner. So it doesn't happen, but I am saying emergency, who is the legal owner for that? So that legal owner is the legal owner. So when online platform you receive the sales transactions, and then from the trader you are sending to the next country manufacturer for the blend. So you issue a transaction certificate for this. And he in turn will send to another final brand owner. We don't know, like this happens, like with this kind of a. So what happens, like Shanti was saying, you wait till the final brand owner confirms to us. So it takes more than 15 months sometimes to get this feedback, which is too late. Because you can just confirm and take it into a stocks at the first level and get out of this agony of going through the whole agony and the misery going behind the getting the invoice onto the system. We are talking to the producers as well, but they need to have a document of communication from your side to upload it on the system. So when it comes to the final brand owner, okay, he is going to end the system, he is going to redeem the volumes. So redeeming means the royalty fee is generated and you will end the system. Here the manufacturer is also the brand owner and the retailer does not engage in the traceability. That can happen. So what will happen is you follow the same pathway, you have the exporter and you have the next manufacturer or the brand owner. And you can sell it to the retailer, but there is a change of responsibility, but you don't issue the transaction certificate for them because you are going to end the supply chain and you are redeeming it on behalf of them. On behalf of the retailer, you complete the function. That you need to agree offline with your respective retailers, because for the business negotiation, Rainforest doesn't involve or engage in that. That's your business negotiation process, but the system allows you to announce such transactions. Then the removal volume, not the redeeming, the removal of volume. If certified volume is not sold as RAs by the supply chain managers, the corresponding volume should be removed from the system. The removal option is available. The reasons for removal could be if the tea is spoiled, wasted, or any kind of a damage. Or if you sell the tea as conventional, so it's conventional, it's not RA. Or if you sell it as any other organic or any other certification scheme, which means it is not coming under the Rainforest scheme, you have to remove it from the volume. The system allows you to remove it. So this is the removal function. Again, you need to add the tea commodity and activity date. It prompts you for the removal. It asks you the reason for removal, and from the drop down menu you can select it, whether you are all those three functions what I mentioned, whether you are going to sell as conventional or any other scheme. This is more very important. As I said, any activity that you have been completed in the system can be reversed subject to certain conditions. Activities such as if you declare a sale, if you made a purchase, if you redeem it, and if you remove it, if you mix it, if you do the conversion, the manufacturing, it can be undone because this is a IT system, right? But you can do it only if you haven't sell forward. Suppose if say Rainforest has sell it forward to your next in customer, then you can't do any of these functions. As long as it is within your stock, you can play around with that if you made a mistake. Right? The same question that Shaman asked earlier. If in purchasing, if the producer has declared, yes, you can purchase it. So I think Stakeholder, yeah. Again, you have a lot of volumes to be declared, and you can find a workaround with it and then find a payout, because this is an online system. Before confirming, you can work around the system. Why we say optional for the retailers? Because retailers are not selling only Rainforest brands, tea, or they are not only selling tea, or they are not only selling, mostly the retailers kindly supermarket chains and the big supply chains. I'm correct, I hope so. So we give the option for them to keep not engage in the traceability label, but if they are responsible for SD and SI payments, then they have to it's a must that they have to register on the system. But you have the option if you can establish whether they want to engage the traceability directly with their suppliers, that you can negotiate with them how they like to perform the function on the system. So they can choose to engage the traceability, or they can select and they, if they say yes, you can issue a transaction certificate, and they can use that trusted supplier partnership so that it gets automatically confirmed. And if retailers say that no, we don't want to require it, we don't want to redeem it, so on behalf of the retailers, if they haven't communicated, then the end customer, just before the retailer, whoever the brand owner, has to redeem it and then from their account and declare the traceability, so that you have to end the line at that place. So these are some of the references that we have. I'm sharing these links because all this information is available on the Rainforest Line Supply Chain Requirement Standard Chapter 2, and there are annexes for the traceability document, and there's annexes on Chapter 2, and there's a guidance for traceability and for no double selling declaring forward. So all that is available. If you can Google it, you can find it. I'll share this all the information maybe tomorrow once the session is over. So we will continue with the rest of the session. Any questions on this question I can ask before I move into the next one? I think I have. Anything that you want to clarify at this moment? So we go to the next one. Let's break this for me. You can see the UTZ and the old RA logo mixed together, and new RA logo has appeared, right? See that? It's the old version and the UTZ merged together, and the new logo is coming. So this is about consolidation of accounts. In the morning session, there was a concern that when the producers are uploading your RAT, their tea, the supply chain actors have so many accounts. We have colleagues here today who experience having so many accounts, and they have to went through a whole lot of mess to sort it out. That is because RA 2017 version, most of the supply chain actors were certified against RA, and also you were certified against Woods. You know that RA and Woods merged together, so they are working as a one system. So no more we are talking about the use, but if accounts remain without freezing, because there are some teas still not sold, even which was produced in 2019, 5 years. That has to be sorted out as you move on into the next account. It has not happened. But after today, after this the discussion today, the seminar, we will be sending notice to all of you. Start moving all your old stock. First try to sell it or remove it if you don't want it in the system. If you still want some stocks, you can move it to your active account, which I am going to talk about next slide. That's because you had these previous accounts and temporarily you were managing both accounts, but now you need to come into a one account because we can't confuse the producers anymore. We need to have an active license of RACP, that your license should start RA-00 now. That's your, if you were certified against goods and RA earlier, where you have a ME dash number, or if you have a code of conduct number, that's not. Now you need to, after 31st March 2023, or that was the last date given for you, you need to move on to this new version. So you should have, as a supply chain actor, you should have one RA account on the RA platform. Keep a list of all the legacy accounts of the IDs like ME01 -- and send an instruction mail to your suppliers, of course through brokers, that make all the sales announcements into your RACP RA--- number. Right? Please do that, and then we will help you out with the next piece. The next mystery is you need to consolidate all your legacy accounts. That is what was in your two different accounts. We need to bring it to a new account, as well as the trademarks approvals. You would have obtained some private labeling approval in the previous version, which we have migrated into account. And there's a link, there's a format which you can request for Rainforest, that is for us, for customer success, giving a consent that you can please help us on these areas to do this consolidation of activities. But first, you need to perform the communication through the brokers to your respective producers. This is my new RA account. From this date onwards, please transfer all your tea into this new account. So we'll go on to the trademark approvals. So what are the Rainforest Lands trademarks? For whom? So this is the first trademark, as I was saying. We had the Fruits mark, we had the 2017 RA Frog mark, and together we came up with a more resembling trademark for Rainforest Lands. This is the new logo, as you call it. This logo, you can have it on product packaging, promotional materials, or other communications that promote Rainforest Land certification, right? Or if you're claiming Rainforest certificate. That's the Rainforest Land seal. The next one, what you can see down, is the Rainforest Lands logo. This is mainly for the marketing relationship, if it is for corporate activities, off back. You don't put this on the back. You know, the program, the wording of Rainforest, that for Rainforest and logo, that you don't put on the back. It's off back, and therefore it should not appear on the product packaging because we don't use it as a reference point. There are other two options. There is the Rainforest Lands non-frog seal, because in some countries they don't, due to some cultural, there are some cultural issues where they don't want to talk about the frog or animals and things like that, which has a different connotation, right? So there you have a non-frog seal version, we call it people and nature. So that you can get again permission on the online platform if you have to use it. The name Rainforest Lands and the phrase Rainforest Lands certified, you can use it as a registered farms or enterprises or the businesses. Again, on product packaging, promotional materials, communication materials, you can use that. But all that you need to get the approval. So how are you going to get the approval? You need to have 3 requirements that you need to meet before you are getting the approval. Am I communicating or are you falling asleep? Can I continue with that? Okay. So these are the 3, I'm sorry because I have to deliver this, there are another 45 slides to be talked through, and after that we'll have the Q&A session. The participants who are in a rush to get back to catch up some transport can take it up. So, preconditions for trademarks, you should have a valid license agreement. LA, we call it the license agreement, that saying that you are following the trademark procedure. That is different to RA certificate. It's a 2-page document which normally if you reach out to me, I'd have helped you out to download it from the system and sign. Then you have to have a valid Rainforest Alliance certificate. That is the Rainforest Alliance certificate what you get after third party or investment. And you should receive the official approval via marketplace too before using that trademark. So you need to fulfill those 3 conditions. The standard says 2.2.4 and approval is obtained as per the RA labeling and trademark policy prior to on and off patent use of public facing trademarks. So that's what it is. You need to fulfill these 3 criteria before you use any trademarks in the system. So what required approval? All public use of our trademark, it could be on patent material or it could be off patent material. It could be advertisements, brochures, or commercials, and there will be corporate materials such as sustainability report, internal training materials. But seal is not used allowed. This is an often the mistake that you do often. Invoicing templates, delivery notes, letterheads, business cards, and email signatures. We don't use the seal. Business to business material. You need only if it is public facing. One common thing that is requested is the bulk pack. The bulk pack that the farmer is sending the 50 kilo bag and sent to a final the warehouse. Does it have the approval? If they are using the logo, do you need the approval? Yes, because it is public facing. Therefore, you need the approval for that. Then, as the ingredient, if you are a single ingredient producer, like tea only producer, to use this new seal, you should have at least 90% of certified ingredient in your pack to declare as RA certified tea. But for mass balance, this is for non-tea, other crops. I'm talking a little on other crops, but you can reach out to me to learn more better on that. 100% of the equal certified volume should be there. Okay. And if it is a single product, it is a single ingredient, you should have the web link saying that www.rainforestalliance.org or ia.org, it should be mentioned. It's a must. If it is multi-ingredient, like banana, cocoa, coffee, hazelnut, tea, or at least one of those crops should be certified in the list. This is mostly mainly applicable if you are going to the herbal tea and the mixers and that. And also you need to meet the other criteria that we mentioned at the beginning. And you have different options to use it on the pack. It depends on the percentage what you have it on the pack. Say like, if a chocolate chip cookie contains cocoa and vanilla, you have, say like a scenario, cocoa and vanilla is both RA certified. So you can use the seal for cocoa and vanilla. You can use seal only for cocoa. Also you can seal only for vanilla. But if you are only certified for cocoa, yes you can use it. But if you are only certified for vanilla, then it is not eligible. This is because based on the percentage and the product categories that is different. So like that, there are different combinations which we can go into. There are documents, the reference links that I have given, which you can go into and then find out how it works. If it is a grouping ingredient, such as if you have a group like, say it's a fruit group or a flower group. Mostly it is, I think, there is not flowers here as of now, but fruits. You can make it as a fruit group. But if the group is more than 95% of the total product of the way, then you don't have to group it as a group. You can just under the seal, you don't have to mention it as a group. But in the ingredient list, you have to continue to call out each and every individual how much it is, whether it is certified as RA. And also in the seal placement, you can't place the seal. It should be standalone. Like it shouldn't have with your brand logo. Like if you are selling say Wilma tea, that will allow with the Wilma logo. If you use the Rainforest logo, then consumers will find out whether it is RA or whether it's Wilma. So that can't happen. You need to distinguish between the other trademarks. It should be available at a position where it doesn't confuse with your brand name, and also it should never ever printed on an edge, so that it will on a fold line, so that it will, when you fold it, the appearance is twisted. So it's not allowed. This will not approve when you submit online. So let's talk about. So let's talk about business to consumer on-pack and off-pack materials. Seal is optional. If you don't have enough space, you can do it. But if you are using the seal, having this URL www.ra.org is important. And if it is on-pack, then what happens is you have to mention each ingredient followed by a statement with an asterisk. There are directions how to fill it up. For multi-ingredients, when making claims, we have to mention under each one with an asterisk saying that RA is certified, right? And then find out more on ra.org. And if you are going to make the claim like Rainforest certified and all that, that's also optional. So just a glimpse of the graphic guidelines. You have the examples of the correct use on to your left. And what is with the cross, with the cut line, it says incorrect usage. Maybe the color is wrong, the resonance, and maybe the eye of the frog is wrong, or you haven't used the correct diagram, you haven't downloaded the correct one, this is too small, and you haven't used the recommended color combination, the last one is twisted. So those are not, these things will not approve when you upload onto the trademark approval platform for approval on the specific. So let me know whether this can be approved as a label. Just to wake you up. If you are the approver for this label, will you approve it? Does it have everything what the approval is requested? Does it have a logo? Can you see the logo? Yes. Can you see the percentage given below it? 50% herbal tea ingredients. Can you see the ra.org URL reference? It's on the top. Find out more at ra.org. And can you see the star marks at the end of each? Say hibiscus, we have a star, and then apple pieces, we have a star. All the guy you have a star, because it says with the star from controlled organic cultivation Rainforest certified. So it says these ingredients are certified in mines. So this will approve. If you follow there are a lot of participants here who upload trademark approvals. So again there are general guidelines to follow this up. And so you can read on it, and if you have questions, you can come back to me after discussing this, after reading through these guidelines. So then let's talk about the royalty fee, which has different understanding. So what's royalty fee? As of your knowledge, what's royalty fee? So royalty fee is a volume-based royalty to the Rainforest Alliance, and you charge this once in the supply chain. They don't charge every supply chain actor. It will be charged only once for the volume of certified goods purchased. And it's binding by this Rainforest Alliance agreement. You sign the Rainforest Alliance agreement. If you are a royalty fee payer, you sign this agreement which says the condition. And the total amount of the royalty per certified product, how it is collected, at which point it is collected, we are going to discuss about it. So, royalty fees is applicable whenever companies claim that a crop is purchased from a Rainforest Alliance certified or sell it as certified. So you don't have to worry about confirming getting your tea into your account. Right? Because the royalty fee generates at a different stage. So this happens whether the claim is on product, on packaging, or it's on a contract, or invoice, or on promotional material, or offline. Regardless of whether you use the seed or not, the royalty fee is generated. If you are claiming that it is, if you are purchasing, or if you are selling forward as RA certified tea or implement. So this is the scenario how the royalty fee is generated. Please understand carefully, from 12th April onwards, 2023 onwards, royalty fee will trigger off at the stage of blending, as you saw in the previous slides, and also I will demonstrate on account how it is generated. Or if you are processing, converting the made tea into decaffeinated made tea, or converting made tea into instant tea powder, or converting made tea into instant tea liquor, or converting made tea to a multi-ingredient product. So if you are doing any of these functions, if not, if you are redeeming because you are the end of supply chain, is it clear where the royalty fee is generated? Everyone? Any questions? Because some of you had the doubt in your mind. If you confirm as it comes, the stocks as it comes, when the producer declares it, if you confirm, does it generate royalty fee? No. This is where the royalty fee is generated. So this will again help you to make it faster. So what's the royalty fee coming up? You can refer this in the link when I am sharing the link. There are different royalty fees for tea, for banana, for purees, and for other crops, hazelnuts. There are herbs and spices team as well. So royalty fee for herbs and spices is again different. There are key spices which they charge 75 USD per metric ton, and for vanilla and saffron there is a different royalty fee. All that is being available in the list, as I'm not going into the details of it. And why royalty fee is charged? Why Rainforest is charging royalty fee? Because Rainforest Alliance has cost to develop the standards and policies, to interpret them, to manage the certification databases, and to have the quality control systems, to monitor the certification bodies, to manage the complaints and appeals, then to trace the certified product and maintain these certification claims, promote the Rainforest Alliance seals in the marketplace, to measure the results and create some communications, to make public awareness in the view. And then again you can call me back, and for more clarification we can have a follow-up chat based on that. I know it may be a bit boring to continue like this, but I mean great in a different way. Let's look at this. It says the pessimism is out, we are all in. Okay. This is the video that they released yesterday for the marketing campaign. What does it mean? So it again to break the sleep, right? Now okay, it's not happening. Is it not right? Okay. Hold on. It's not coming up. It's not coming up. There was someone to help me, right? You can't see the screen again, right? Let's see it.
I think
Yeah.
is your screen duplicated or extended on the project?
It's on duplicated. It's on duplicated. If I use extended, it will come. The other one came it's a small video clip. It's not coming in the. It will come. Let me try to see. See, I don't know. Maybe now screen is stuck. Let me log in. Marketing video released yesterday. It's talking about the pessimism is out. We are all in this promotion campaign. So you take back and you look at the frog. You hear the voice of the jungle. You take it once more again to break your sleepiness. Some little promotion about saying that pessimism is out, we are all in for going forward with the SPSI concept. So let me come back to you with the presentation note. So, shared responsibility, SPSI in short forms. The people who were in the morning session would have listen to the heated argument, the discussion, why we should share the responsibility as supply chain actors. This is not the exporters, it's the brand owners, the supply chain actors and the brand owners. What they say is, the responsibility is not shared, it's not balanced. Everyone is committed for sustainability, so we need for the production. Yes, it is a sustainable production, but you are not sharing the cost. If you look at the producers, physical production happens there. There's a lot of labor, there's a lot of commitment to go through the cultural practices, and there's impact of climate change. They have to go through all the extremes of weather, and there's uncertain market conditions. You don't know what price they will buy it, and you need to go through the certification requirements of audits. Dasanta will tell like how many days you have to go through for audit. 20 days, something like that, right? So imagine and they might be spending about 2 million for audit. Yeah. So apart from the rest, so that's where. But if you look at the brand owner, I'm not saying the exporter, the brand owner. So they control the market. They dictate the terms in the market. And there is a broad financial base. They have the brand value. They are going to talk about the sustainability commitments, their journey, their consumer facing. So the shared responsibility will balance the burden that the producers is having. So that's the message that you need to communicate to the brand owner. We also communicate it, and everyone has to communicate. So we need a balanced reward for sustainable production to share the risk and enable the supply chain, so that rewarding the sustainability effort of the producer. We are going to reward them for their sustainability effort, having a sustainability differential, paying an above the market price $10 per metric ton of tea that you are going to produce. Also, you are going to contribute towards investment needed to become and remain certified, which is sustainable investment. It could be cash or in kind. So this is the message we are trying to communicate. And so why SDR and SI need again? Yes, to support the certified farms, could be tea or any other crops who had embarked on the sustainability journey, and to encourage companies to acknowledge the value of sustainability and invest in and reward more sustainable production. So you are rewarding. Being sustainable production, you are rewarding by that. To distribute the costs and the benefits of certification between farmers and the brands and the packers along the supply chain, so that there is more opportunity to embrace more sustainable practices. And to help target investment. There are investors who would like to invest on workers' well-being, climate change mitigations. They can't. So you have this created an opportunity. SPSI is an opportunity for them to declare their commitment to invest on workers' welfare or invest on the other environmental protection activities. So this provides the platform and the leverage to get that. And to promote the transparency on the sustainability investment, even for the farmers. Even at now, there are some brand owners who invest on the sustainability initiatives of the farmers. But it's not transparent. So it's you can't say it's happening because no one can't pick it up, no one can't comment on it, and no one can't project a story out of it to the consumers. To allow companies to more close track all those associated impacts of the investment by the supply chain. The moment you go and talk to your brand owner saying, hey, I need to invest on my producer this much of money as SD and SI, he will probably ask, give me a plan. How can I guarantee that this money that I am giving to the producer is spent on workers, or their well-being, or for the investment for the getting the certificate? Give me a plan. So that's the other part of the story. So we look at how the story is on the tea industry. So what is shared responsibility mean for tea? All volume sold or claimed as Rainforest Alliance certified, redeemed. Remember, redeemed. Confirm. Redeemed out of multi-trace from 1st July 2023 will trigger SDSI. So the first SDSI invoice will come for supply chain actors, those who redeem on the 1st January 2024, the first quarter of the, because this is July is the, we started July, so the invoice will be generated January 2024. The brand owner is responsible for paying SDSI. And but if redeeming CH is the one who commit to pay the SDSI. Remember the 4 scenarios that we discussed earlier? Like whether you are a redeemer, whether you are a retailer, like that. So if the brand owner says, you do all the redeeming and function, I will forward it back. So for the T, if the brand owner must register on the SDSI commitments in the traceability platform when they redeem the. But if the retail brand owner is supplied by a packer for private label tea, the packer is redeeming the CH and the packer is responsible for paying the SDSI on their behalf, and the retail owner is responsible for including SDSI in the next contract cycle to reimburse the packer. But that negotiation has to take place because it's a business negotiation, so Rainforest will not involve as an NGO in that business negotiation. You need to discuss with the respective brand owner and understand the terms and conditions. But like I asked, what's the shared responsibility for farm CH? They are required to draw an investment plan, how to allocate and spend the sustainability investment before the next audit. So they are given a very simple format since people want make it simple and simpler. So they, and again it should, and then they need to record it on the marketplace when the return says thereafter as certified volumes to the next customer if they have an agreement. As of now there may be schemes available, but they haven't declared it as SDSI. I'm sure there are some buyers who are willing to contribute for this kind of a sustainability investment plans. But you can convert this into this system and make it more transparent and credible through the system. So this is the sustainable investment plan for the simple plan for each chapter of Rainforest Alliance. They need to come up with a budget. Saying that chapter 1 I'm going to invest on this, chapter 2 like this. So you have evidence of the proof when you go back and talk into your brand owner. Okay, this is what I'm going to, this is what the producer is going to do with this. So what's the SDSI payment? SDs are paid on the basis of, this is just, it's a level playing field for guidance, but it's not at the initial implementation. But it's not setting a premium, it's not a setting standard, but it's expected it should be no less than $10 per metric ton for each metric ton of tea sold, SSD. I will be no less than $40 per metric ton of each tea of FARI certified tea redeemed. If you have redeemed by the brand, means pledging. So these, and Rainforest Alliance, there is a third party facility payment arranged which is manage the payment between the brand owner and the farm certificate holder. So this is very transparent in the brand owner's footprint. Again, the traceability is the key because no SDSI will be feasible until the farmer is uploading their volume in the system in the marketplace. If they don't use the marketplace to do that transaction, because the marketplace is the platform who would generate a report to the brand owner. Based on the brand owner, we'll talk about it. So to pay the SDSI, the farm CH need to develop an SDI investment plan. They need to register on the third party payment facility. We have told them, but they need to start registering now. So far in Sri Lanka, only 3 companies registered, although we have 33 farm certificates. Right? So we are trying to communicate again to encourage them doing that registration part. Third party payment facility is, you will have heard about the Western Union Bank earlier, right? The same people, now we are talking about them. So they help you, they navigate through brand owner and the Rainforest Alliance and the producer to channel through these funds. And so as farm certificate holder, you need to document the SDSI when you receive it. And you need to spend the SI according to the investment plan because at the next audit, it will be audited whether you have implemented, whether you have carried out the sustainable investment plan and as per the budget given. And if it is the group members, then you can pass it down to the next level of your smallholders or as the supply chain. So for you as a supply chain, brand owners or packers, you need to commit and confirm SDSI level in the RA traceability platform. I'll show you at the end of the demonstration and also give you a screenshot of where does it appear. So you need to log into the platform premium and you need to declare your SDSI in the footprint and make the SDSI payment according to that Rainforest third-party payment facility and to the invoice terms and conditions. And you are expected to pay the SDSI quarterly. So quarterly you redeem, quarterly you confirm, and quarterly you pay the SDSI. This is the brand. We were talking about tea. For herbs and spices is the first buyer. So it's not the brand owner concept for herbs and spices. It's the first buyer who pays the royalty for RA, and it's the first buyer who pays the SDSI for farm certificate holders. That's for herbs and spices. And for banana and fresh fruits, I think we have the agricultural products exporters with us. For them, you have a very different scheme. So for farm CHs, so farm CHs will receive for exporters of Rainforest certified volume, $5.5 per 100 kilogram. Also, there is a per bag, like per banana box volume always. That is as sustainable investment. And when it comes to the SD, sustainability differential, there is no set amount, but it is expected all actors to contribute to pay and transfer whichever amount agreed upon SD to the farm sector. So here, for the fruits and vegetables as well as for the herbs and spices, you need to negotiate with the brand, with the buyer, the amounts, whether it could be cash or in kind, and then you make the payment accordingly. So how this SD and SI is invoicing, whether it is or it is, it's in the multi-trades. All of you, all the supply chain actors, if you go to your multi-trades, apart from the dashboard and the trade and stock account, another icon appears called saying that SDSI. And here, end of the quarter, when you open it, you get a screen like this. Say farmer 1, farmer 2, farmer 3, like that, you get a SDSI coming up. And here you have the reset option, here you have the save option, so that you can agree on it, you can work around on that. And then finally, once you finalize with the management and all that, then you click on the finalize. Once you click on the finalizing this, you can't change it. But before that, at the draft stage, you can fill it out, save it, rework it, reset it. You can work around it until you finalize. Right? Because we set the minimum standard, but there may be opportunities where the kind payment may be more. We don't know. It depends on what the brand owner's commitment is. So this is available when it comes to next quarter, the January, your report will be coming up. When you finalize from the multi-trace, a report will be generated from the multi-trace and it will be finalized by, the report will go to the Rainforest Lands accounting department, and the accounting department will send you a SD and SI invoice. The royalty invoice is green color and here it's a different pink color, so you can differentiate the two different payments. After finalizing those commitments, and the redeemers will get this invoice. Redeemers has to pay the full amount to the Rainforest Alliance the finance department. So if you do not receive this full amount, we can't process the subsequent payments to the producers because it's breakdown into the system. So how does the payment go to the producers? Once Rainforest has received the payment from the brand owners or the redeemers, Rainforest account team will process all these related payments through a partnering company called Colombo. So Colombo is making the international payment to global network of all tea producers and other producers as well. So tea producers will register on their banking information on the Colombo system. So you provide, as a supply chain actor, you do a one invoice payment, and that invoice will be break into through the Colombo system to different producers, and the payment will go to the producers, which is a very transparent system. So that's how the system is generated, and we expect that this will work because Western Union Bank is the convener, so they have experience of even reaching out to the very small holders. There are different ways of communication plans are available, so it's very transparent system. But remember, we are all in the learning process, so there are a lot of hiccups coming up, like registering, transferring, so we will monitor it, and as we go on, we will improve on. So why do we make all these claims and SDSI? What's the benefit to the brand owner? What's the message that you can convey to the brand owner? Okay, your commitment for sustainability. So it helps you to talk about that Rainforest and the brand owner's sustainability commitment is essential, so that everyone, the stakeholders will understand how hard you are working to make the sustainability is a reality. Because the work that you do, going through the audit, going through all the challenges on the ground, it's not rewarded, but when you reward it as a brand owner, you can expect different kinds of claims. That should be a part of your sustainability communication plan. That should be part of your claims, because you have a creditable system saying, can say that I paid XYZ sustainability differential and sustainability investment to producers in my supply chain last year. So that's a good statement for brand owner. So similar, these are just projections, but you can declare it, you can credibility show it that your commitment to sustainability is declared by the brand owner. It has a story for him to tell. So that's the comeback story for him. So if you need further guidance, again there is reference documents which I will share all those links for you. We look at you can read all on this. There are a lot of webinar series which you can follow. Right, so that's all I have to present as it is, but I want you to take you through, just give me 2 minutes until I log on to the dummy platform of the multiphase, so that you can see some of the functions that we were talking in active mode. There is some. in the system. So, in a nutshell, we are trying to bring all the online activities into the RACP platform, whether you want to register. Available over here. Also, it may be different to same as you enter in your money trace. Suppose you are a brand owner. It doesn't escape this. Anyway, normally these tabs appear in a row, but here it's appearing like this. This is your normal market trace. So like I was saying, this is the overview, right? So you have all the stocks what you got from the sales. Then when you go to a trade, you have all the confirmed invoices and you have all the to be confirmed invoices. If it is confirmed, you have the reversal option, and if it is to be confirmed, you have the withdraw and update option. Withdraw and update option, the producer can make it on behalf of. And here you have the download Excel option. So you can click on this and download the Excel option so that all this information in the screen get into an Excel option. So that you can play around with the Excel option, filter and find out. Also, you can click on any of these options. You can filter the information. You can have all, you can find out what you have confirmed, and then you on the search button, click on the search button. So you can find out what is being confirmed. So you can use the options available in the system to filter through the information what is required. Again, if you go to the stock management option, it indicates the activities that you have performed. It could be mixing, it could be manufacturing, it could be processing. So, and with the output product code name, you get the information here. So we will go to the dashboard, and if you go to the maintain trade partner, say you have this exporter processor who has given the trusted and the mandate option. I have just read the SLS warehousing for Sri Lanka, which has the trusted and mandate options, which means the relevant, it depends on the relevant, so it depends on the relevant producers who opted for this trusted and the mandate option. You can perform the auto confirmation and the auto purchasing option. So where is the confirm? Auto confirmation means when you click on the confirmation, you get it. So as it comes in the stock overview, it confirms. The purchase function, Shamal, you go here, you select T, take the trace with the date, and so here you, as the buyer appears, and here you can type on whoever is your T. I'm not sure whether this will come around because it's dummy account. So you have to give the reference here, but if you have the producer given as the mandate, you can select the producer name here, and then it will prompt you to buy it from this position like this, and you can have the amount to be purchased, and you can purchase from here. Right? This you can perform this function only if you have given that mandate option by your respective producer. Then you get the mix option. So for mix you select the T as the commodity, you select your today date, classification output may be BOP, you can have the S161 reference, and if you select the bulk option, see the selling mark appears. So we can say this, what's your selling mark, what you are going to declare as selling mark, and site is not applicable, sub-product is made T, stock only. Go to add position. So you have 300 of, you have in the mix you have this volume, and like that you can keep on adding positions, and then you can declare a selling mark here. Once you submit, it becomes a one big mark. If you select the blending option, you can see that if you select the blending option, what happens is, the moment you select the add position, right, out of the 300 kilos, you select 100 kilos. See the royalty program fees generated here. So this happens, the blending option. So this is where the generation of triggering of the royalty fee happens, not at the confirmation stage. So you can keep on adding another position. In this account, I think only 2 positions available. This is dummy account. If you go to the line, like your account, you have a list of accounts if they have sold the declared sale on the transaction. So you add another position, and from there you select, you have 100, so you select 50 out of it, and the royalty fee is generated. Then you submit, and that will create a mark for you. That's the mixing. Then you have the option of redeeming. Redeeming means you are going to claim it is RA because you mixed it, or you are going to end the supply chain there because you are not going to sell beyond that. Beyond that, you are not going to declare it. So you should have a reference as RA, and then then you select it from the position, and the reason is you sold as RA, and you make your volume 100 kilograms, and then submit. When you redeem it, it moves out from the system. So that volume will not be available as a carry forward volume to the next account, because you are removing it from the system, claiming that it is RA certified. And if you want to remove it, because it's not any other reasons like T, and you have activity date as part of the date, reason could be sold as conventional, or it could be product spoil, or it could be sold under another certifications. Same like earlier, you select from the position, say it is 5 kilograms, and you submit. Yeah, so those are the options that we were talking about. Then we go to the SPSI report. Here is your SPSI report. As at now, there is no report. You can go and configure your SPSI. It says the rate is 10, or it can be 15. It says it is 40, but you can say it is 45 if you want. And when you save it, based on that, your report will be generated. And you will get a report, a list of reports where you can work around, play around, and then finalize before the end of the quarter. Okay. So, yeah, so that's all about on the system. And that's actually all about that I want to talk to you on the systems as well. So that's the end of the discussion today. I think we have 6 minutes more, but I want to convey all the messages, but I was ready today. But it's time for questions and things that you need to clarify.
Manori, can I ask you a question?
Yes, yes, sure.
Now, if you look at as a buyer or producer, you know, buyer buys about 50 lines of TRA, but only 10 may go into the real end blends of RA.
Yes.
Other 40 he may used in somewhere else. So in that scenario, at the time of buying, I might not know which lots will be used in the RA blend. So, I mean, if I am to transfer into that whatever the system you say, all this 100 lots in that particular week itself, it will take, you know, amount of time taken. I'm telling you, I'm buying 100 lots, only 10 lots are used for the real RA. In the same way for the producer. I mean, if you look at the companies, for them, they for 1 week, they make about 50-60 invoices or even more than that, 100 invoices. But actually, the people will claim only 2 or 3 lines out of that sale. So how do you really simplify that kind of a situation rather than putting all hundreds into this basket? And how can we, you know, sort of very simplify? Because we need resources. Every company is having a problem on the resource on this. We'll have to upload our purchases, weekly purchases into our system, and it's every week we have auction. We have a lot of work. I mean, how do you can help us to sort of develop this into more user-friendly and, you know, time, you know, the sort of efficient.
What you are coming out with is a very practical scenario, difficulty that you know, the producers and the supply chain actors both are facing. There are few actually pluses and minuses, right? Now, at the moment, the requirement of the strategy is once you sell your product, once the producers sell the product, right? The producer has to complete the transaction in multi-trace, right? 1 week. They are giving a 1 week other than that quarter. In the sense that is not that you are getting 3 months, but within the particular quarter, you can go up to the end of that quarter and you get another 1 week. within that period you have to complete the transaction in multi-trace, right? Once you sold as RM. And the buyer, once the initial buyer, once the buyer get that particular stuff into the stocks on the legal transaction day, whatever the invoice date or the physical transaction date that you can think of according to your practical comfortability, you have to take that into your stock. You have to accept. You have to confirm the transaction, right? Otherwise, it will be remain unconfirmed for them. An unconfirmed transaction they can keep only for another 3 months only, right? They have to withdraw it. They have a period. That's what RA has told, and that is exactly very good for the direct sales. No doubt for the direct sales. I don't see that even that 3 months is needed or the quarter is needed. Quarter is being given because there are certain seasonal commodities also in RM platform. That is why that quarter is given. But yes, as you told, there's a practical issue in auction type of sales, right? Where the buyer buying the auction and you keep the stuff, you don't know whether it goes to the RA blend or not, especially in tea. Exactly correct. 100% this system is not tailored to the auctions. Because of that, still that is there. But we have an issue, right? There are certain instances that we found, right? They wait for sometimes backdate the transaction and do some transaction where they don't have an active certificate, right? For example, your certificate expires in April 30th, right? Your original transaction date comes on maybe June, right? What you do is telling as the buyer required this, because of that we want to enter, and they enter that into March or whatever the date before their certificate expires. Those type of things are there. That means completely lost traceability. Yeah, because when it comes to the standard, the most noble thing is traceability. If the traceability lost, that means no use of the standard. Though you do your other work, other compliance in social, environmental, farming, everything, but still the traceability is not there. What buyer gets is not trustworthy. Buyer doesn't know that he is getting the same RA stuff or non-RA stuff, just labeled as RA and come. Because of that, it's our responsibility to confirm the traceability. That is why this is. That is why this is. When it comes to the producers, what you told was correct. With the present scenario of entering data by the plantation companies and the private factories. But plantation factories, when they have 12 factories, for example 10 factories, right, for a week it's about 30 invoices per factory and it comes to the head office as 300, right, and it is impossible for a person to enter. But why not factory-wise entering the data? Only you have, because you are doing the same, you are transferring the same data from estate to the head office. You are giving the same data, right, from estate to the broker, right? All that, all what we are requesting is almost same, right? And the reference also should go, that is my idea. Because we have given a room for you all to, we all been given some boundaries. That doesn't mean that you have to be in the boundary. Right? You can have your own system within those limitations that we have given. Right? If factory-wise you are doing it, I think it is little bit easier for the producer. But still, right, once you get a lot, the buyer buys a lot in the auction, right, especially the main buyers, right, they might be buying nearly 100 lots in an auction, right, to fulfill their requirements, and waiting till a certain amount and withdraw it also may be a burden. But once you get that, once you buy it, if you know, if you confirm that it is not RA, then you can just tell the seller and ask them not to enter or don't transit as RA because we have bought it as RA. But otherwise, get it into your stocks and keep it. When it goes to the next level as RA, then you can transfer it. Otherwise, once you get confirmation that it is not going as RA, you can remove it, right? No harm of removing, just click the button only. It won't take much time, right? One click per invoice. Yeah, and also you can select that and get it. And with that, try and see. We have the difficulties, we know that. It's not that we don't know it, we know it, but just to keep the integrity for the buyers, most the buyers are here, right? To make your being given a certificate by us, right, that you are getting RA stuff, we need some sort of controls. That is why this is, but still we are trying to improve this, and also we have discussions to see whether we can do something more to match this with the auction. That discussions are there, but that doesn't mean that we will be coming out with a quick solution, because you know Sri Lankan auction may be different from the Kenya, it may be different from India, right? Commodity wise it may differ, and because of that it's not that easy task. This one is so general for all the countries and all the communities. That is why we face certain things. But if you do it on time, according to the standard, without getting a non-conformity on traceability, that means your stuff that you buy from the producer is secured as RA. That we can give the guarantee. But still, the problem is same.
Just to add what Dr. was saying, because he's talking from the standard and assurance and the standard development thing. So any grievance, what like Shamal bring it out, will channel through me to its department, and they will work within its department globally, because Rainforest is a global standard, so the decision what they give out will be like, has to be uniform across the globe. But the system has options: automatic confirmation, trusted partner, mandate partner. You don't have to sell invoice by invoice. If you want, you can aggregate everything and sell it month-wise. But say like categorize here, if they have hundreds and thousands of volume, they can't have one by one volume. They need one by one module. And so, and also the question comes back: why only few or no invoices will be selected as RA? Because it might have another journey to get going. So we'll see as we go on how we can communicate the message moving forward. If you talk to the producer, the same question will be asked. We only say, only 10, 20 invoices will be sold as RA. But like he said, the credibility has to maintain. We need to start moving forward. We need to get it more exposed and to see whether there's more, because now there's a public list. Earlier there wasn't a public list. Now there's a list of certified holders. Anyone who get into the system will find out that this RA certified thing is available in Sri Lanka, and they will talk to you all as supply chain and say that I want to buy this tea. So we look for, be optimistic. We leave the pessimistic out and try to move forward where we can do the justice to the producers as well. And system will be get more and more easy once you start working on it. It's like, think about it as a video playing game. If you give it to a kid, they will quickly pick it up. Yes.
So being the largest RA lens producer, right? So you know that we are facing a lot of difficulties on these systems and updations and system entries, everything. So my first question is, what is the role of broker in the system? As Saranga said, that this is auction based, more on auction based, not like Kenya or any other, no forward contract, So then we are more on auction based. And what's the role of broker? Because broker right now is printed the RA logo and everything. So that's one thing. So second thing, like, so you know what is the assurance, like, so what is the scoring method? Because the end part is the RA certification goes to the farm, we know that. So, but this updation, system entries in the system, all should be on their scoring card, on their dashboards. So you know it's not right on time. So it's there are some delays, gaps, everything. So are you on assuring, like in your assurance, so it's being evaluated on these things also, or it's a part of their shared responsibility? What's your view?
Yeah.
The first one, okay, second one.
Second one, is the shared responsibility of the producer? Whether
Producer.
they are uploading?
Yes, right on time, yes.
Yeah, so what you're asking is whether the producer takes the, as a part of the shared responsibility, do they upload on time?
Time,
Automatically?
yeah, is it?
Yes. Now it is like this. Now we have a space. You have a space, right? You have a button to click and you can see your shared responsibility. The buyer, once it comes to the buyer, the SDSI comes to him, and then when you go further, it goes up to the brand owner, and the brand owner, when he make it packing, and then the responsibility comes to him. Until then, the producer cannot see the final results because it's in the chain. It's still in the chain. But once the end product and brand owner, right, declares confirmation of SDSI, then the producer can see it. That is there, that is ensured, right? But still, we don't have 100% assurance for that because still the system is in the just started line. It's still in the Montessori, the preschool line, right? Now still it started happening. We have to wait and see for the trial and errors. Sometimes, you know, in the system there can be certain errors. We are waiting to see. But still, at the moment, we didn't get much complaints. One or two small things that we are taking care of it. And the first question, Asanta, you asked was regarding
Broker's role.
broker's role. Okay, it is simple, right? When you see the multi-trace, right, do you see any role for the broker?
No.
No. That means technically the brokers have no role, no responsibility, but they are doing a service. Because auction, right, you can go to each buyer and see whether it is RA certified or not. As a service, the brokers are marking whether it is RA, ISO 22000 standard, 9001 standard as a requirement of the auction, right, which declared by the CTTA. CTT has mentioned, and because of that, all the brokers are mentioning what are the standards that the producers have. Because of that, they are doing it. But when it comes to Rainforest Alliance, they don't have a responsibility because they are not in our chain of custody. They are not one of our supply chain actor. They are not any of the intermediary because they are not legally hold the tea stocks. Though they have the warehouses, right, kept, but legally, according to the chain of custody, the transfer goes from the producer to the first buyer, right, according to our. Because of that, at the moment, the broker doesn't have a responsibility when it comes to RA. It's a very good question. Most of the people
Yeah.
get confused.
So because in addition, like, so sometimes we see in the catalog this is as a RA invoice. In preliminary level, we are in buying auction, so we see this as RA, but buyer's accounts, everything comes as non-RA. So because these people are not part of chain of custody, we are part of chain of custody. So then that's why my suggestion was the awareness comes towards the brokers, because we in our purchases, so we have made that buy already by looking at the catalog.
Yes.
So after that we cannot reverse.
Exactly.
So we don't have much non-RA blends. So that's why my suggestion is it's yours responsibility to educate them because of this chain of custody method. Because then ultimately buyer and the brand owner are getting penalized by not being part of this intermediate institute. on your system. So that's
Exactly.
one thing.
No, that's a very valid question because we have some experiences with that, right? Once it comes as R, right? Placing R, invoice number this, R comes in the lump as RA certified. You buy it. Once you ask the traceability certificate,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, that's
Transaction
correct. That's
certificate,
correct.
then they can't give for the particular invoice because the particular law
That's
is
correct.
not
Then according to CTT law, we cannot claim,
Yes,
we cannot reverse.
exactly.
Nothing can be done
Actually,
because that legal ownership has
Yes.
passed already.
exactly. Actually, Hasanta, we have started discussions with brokers also as a stakeholder, right? We are trying to see what we can do with them, but I don't see any legal bond that we can.
But don't
have.
forget, we pay brokers, we don't pay producers.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Why we pay brokers?
Yeah,
They have to play a role here.
Yeah, that's right. In this auction environment, we are not directly dealing with
Exactly.
because in our past experience, we have pushed brokers to get these details done in,
Yeah.
but we failed because that's right. We thought that broker has a role, so then we pushed broker to get update this traceability system, like entries in the system, but we failed.
Yeah. At the moment, I think recently, right, our Sri Lanka team has started some discussions with brokers, but not by standard assurance. Anyway, we have also taken up after a few incidents that we experienced in last few months, some bitter experiences we faced, right? With certain buyers, still I think I have 1 or 2 requests still pending. I have to reply, forwarded one to you, right? They have bought the RA, but finally it is not RA at last, right? That is there, still there, but definitely we are working on it, right? We see how we have to do a study and see how we can get the brokers into this. Still, we don't have an answer for that. But anyway, we are working on it.
Thank you.
Right? We are working on it.
So one last thing. So we have seen nice commercial and so any kind of promotion for focus for Sri Lanka because right now we are selling RA products in local shelf.
Sri Lanka market, promoting the interest line. Still we haven't embarked on it.
RA cannot do that because we can introduce if the supply chain actors, the brand owners coming and telling that we want to do the marketing in Sri Lanka, then RA also join with you all can do. But how can we ask you to mark every this thing under logo because we have given the guidelines for you to decide which pack you are going as RA, which pack you are going as non-RA for you. Because it is according to the market requirement and certain things, but I see personally when I was doing certain surveys after joining RA logo in Sri Lankan market is possible. But for that, I think we all have to get together and do a try. I hope in future all our brand owners who are selling in Sri Lanka, if we can get together as a team, we can make Sri Lanka a consuming country. Now, right? Always when I talk about, when my friends and all ask where you are working, I am working for Rainforest now, what they are doing, right? And this is what we are doing. We don't see any logo. Occasionally then from a foreign pack or something we are, no? That's it. Other than that, nothing has gone to them still. But we can do it. Because now with the producers, the community knows about RA, the producers, but the consumers from city areas are still in the dark. I invite you all, right, for a good drive, good promotion for RA. Because without you, we can't do that. You are the drivers, you are the leaders on that. We will be definitely there for you.
Any more questions for?
Well, I have another one. I'm sorry to, sort of interrupt all of you guys because I think this is the right forum for me to ask this question and get clarification. Well, there's a little danger I see in, I don't think I need a mic anymore. A little danger I see being be too transparent to our buyers, whether we will lose our kind of a confidentiality we have. In the sense, you know, there are so many exporters. There's maybe 10 exporters might ship into one customer, right? We buy all these years. It's like a Coca-Cola. We have a private recipe for our standards. Now, exposing these, they know what kind of a tea that we ship or to supply them, what are the quantities going. They can easily give it to another competitors and say, okay, X says, Ekatera says this is the price, Sinclair, can you do it cheaper? I mean, I'm looking at that. It could happen because in this world anything is possible. So for us, we never had that kind of issue because none of us exporters were showing our blend sheets to our competitors because it's a secret recipe. So maybe
200%
maybe you all may not have thought about it. I know for sure there should be a transparency as long as you are concerned. But for us, it might work back on us.
200% agree, because for me, the cup of tea that we are drinking is a painting done by Picasso, right? Only Picasso knows how to draw it. Exactly correct what you are telling. At the moment, the thing is, there are few options that you can have, right? The blend that you have, you can go for a percentage, right? You can still have 90% of RA and 10% non-RA, right? And or else you can declare more and you can still have certain things, but still the particular quantity, the thread that you told is well taken. And we have not definitely looked about that, right? We were not considering that because we are really concerned about the traceability. But definitely, if you can write to us through customer success, explaining, right? Because it is not mango selling, it is not something that has a permanent recipe, right? This much of what you call concentrated juice in this much of water, it is not like that. Tea is totally different, right? Even the same factory, 2% goes and do the manufacture, the made tea comes is in a different taste, different this thing, because I know that as a planter who has done the manufacture, and he knows as a planter. Because of that, we can give the answer. As we are there with RA, we can carry the flag for you. But please send us a detailed letter, right? Not individually. If you can collectively do that, I think that's very important, right? Collectively, as the Colombo Tea Exporters Association or Colombo Tea Traders Association, if you can come out with that, telling that the certain recipes, the blends are secret to the buyers, and keeping the traceability, we have to do this. We agree that the danger of losing traceability, but still, this is a trade secret that we have. I think it's very important.
Yeah, because before the system, we didn't have faced that issue.
Exactly.
Because it was fairly a kind
It's a
of
manual process.
manual
It's a manual process.
Manual process.
Exactly.
So that's it. Right now we are facing the same issue.
Yeah, 100% sure. But my proposal is don't write alone.
Yeah.
Get together, right, through tea exporters or tea traders association. Colombo Tea Traders Association, the producers also there. I think that will come more. Please write collectively. It's a very much valid point to see the prosper of the Ceylon tea.
Just to add what Dasan was saying, there is the option in the system saying when you are doing the blending, you can mask the footprint. So you can't see it as you sail forward. That option is available. But the price sensitivity is not addressed over there. But if you want to hide the blend sheet, yes, it's available. No, when you click on that mask the footprint option, others can't see it. Your buyers can't see it, no one can see it. And everyone doesn't have access to the system. Like it's, in Sri Lanka it's only me, I can dig into all the accounts. And I have restrictions. And I have, we have, and Rainforest is covered by data governance and shared policy. You have have that. Yes, he has access because, yeah, because he being the standard assurance, he has the access more than me on certain aspects. I have access to I mean, with the limited access for the addition, but the service that I can provide for you all. Similarly, globally, and we all are signed by, governed by, being an international organization on the data governance policy. So we have certain ethics and things declared that we can't share some information. That's why even when you ask, can I share the details of the producers, their accounts and the details, I can't share it with you. That's why I always encourage you to follow the protocol and write through the brokers and reach out to them. But if you copy me, then I can reach out to them and then help you out if they have the challenge. I don't share vice versa. So, similarly, we are governed by ethics and principles of the organization. So, and thus enhance the kind of umbrella access being the standard and assurance. He can dig into any account again with the assurance of the policy. So likewise, so there is limited access given around the world. So it's not exposed to everyone. But
And
the
don't
price.
worry, most of the people in RA are not tea drinkers.
I know that.
Yes.
They don't know about tea drinking, right? Most of the people are from
No, our
forest
concern
area.
is not about your staff. Our
Yeah.
concern is
Exactly,
about our-
that's what I'm saying.
No.
Now, RA, of course, what she told was exactly correct, right? If we take a mass photograph of us, right, having this seminar, if RA magazine wants to publish it, then we go to each and individual to get the consent that we are going to publish. Please give your consent, it is okay. After that only we can publish it, otherwise we can't. We are not doing it. But as you told, once the blend goes to the next buyer, that's the issue. Exactly. The hiding part is there, but still I know you have the doubt, but you can come out with your proposal. I think it will be well taken.
Thank you.
Yeah, because these sessions are like for you to come up with the challenges what we experience as a country, like in the morning session. So if you write collectively, then we can communicate within the region or within the globe and find a solution, but not tomorrow. It takes some time for us to get the consensus from everyone. Just to add, the non-RA group who are here today, we have coconut oil and we have agriculture, agribusinesses, herbs and spices.
Or no?
Yeah, coconut is there and coffee.
Not
Yes.
tea, right? Not DPP.
Non-tea.
Non-tea.
Non-tea. It's easy to say non-tea. But for them, the traceability is very simple in a way. It's not mass balance.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but it's not complicated as he was saying with the recipe written and all that. And it's, just to add what Darshan was saying, globally there's a lot of agriculture products, the non-tea products being certified, especially coffee and other stuff, which you might get sold as RA. So it's a vast group, even if it's not that prominent in Sri Lanka. Yeah, so
And especially don't worry, tea matters I will take up because I am biased to tea. My roots are from tea because of that. We will definitely do something, right? We are doing it, right? And do it fast, right? And also, until the next question comes, don't wait till the last moment for your transfers, right? Do it as it is. What happens in the market, what happens after the auction. When you are entering your data, taking the tea stocks into your stock, enter that into a multi-trace also. Get that confirmed. Right? The producers, if you are, any of these are producers, weekly when you are going for the sale, once you get the buyer's name, you transfer it to the buyer. Then buyer, please take it. Right? Because we are going to raise unconfirmities for the delays in future. First year, second year with transition 1, transition 2, we gave you all a chance, right? When the buyers, now what happened in tea is the line goes up to the final packer the brand owner, right? Then brand owner wants RA, then the message comes back. That is after 9 months, maybe 1 year. Right? After 1 year only the producer has to enter these figures into that. Those are problematic actually. Right? As you all are telling, it is problematic. Because of that, now we are not allowing that. If the buyer gets late than 3 months or the particular quarter, then he won't get that chance. We are not allowing. In the future, the auditors will come and check that. Auditors will be pressurized by us to see that. And please do it as what you are doing as per the regulations in the country. The day you are entering, they take in the stuff into the stock, multitrace also confirm the transaction. Then everything will be solved. If it is remaining in the stocks, okay, let it be. But if it is being transferred to the next buyer, transfer it. Let that person confirm. Right? If he confirms, then it goes. Otherwise, wait for that 3 months over the quarter and remove it. Right? Or else get a little written consent from that buyer saying that he wants some more time and keep it for the audit. Right? It may happen. It may happen. Keep it for the audit and show that my next buyer wants little more time. Until then I can't remove it. Though he has not confirmed. That anyway, that buyer also will get audited. And he will get an unconfirmity for not confirming the transaction within the particular period. For that he has to close the number. That will happen. But it will take this year. By next year, it will be straight line. If the closure we are giving T, right? If you want to go for more questions, you can delay the T. If you want to go for T, then we can.
After that.
Even after this, if you have any questions, you can raise it to customer success @.
So like I was saying, this is the overview, right? So you have all the stocks what you got from the sales. Then when you go to a trade,